Ah, prom night. We've all dreamed of that one day, that one special day after spending years of torture in high school, you know. Prom night comes after 4 years, and we all spend time with the people we care about. Of course, that doesn't mean that everything that happens is completely convenient. But anyways, let me explain what happened. So this is the first episode of the 5th season of Riverdale, which was called Climax. And obviously the climax is, the truth about what happened with Archie and Betty. I mean, I think we can all figure out what happened. If you saw the episode, you would understand what I'm saying here. Like, you'd understand, like, why this is called Climax, because I think the truth is, because I know the truth is going to be revealed after I saw the episode. So let me explain what happened. So Betty and Jughead found in the last episode of season 4, Betty and Jughead found the tape of, all of them killing Mr. Honey, supposedly. Like, someone was reenacting what was happening to Mr. Honey. Just like all the other films, this is just a reenactment. So Mr. Honey is alive and well. He isn't actually dead. They brought it to Charles, and Jughead's wondering how these people know about all this. How do they know about all their stories, all their information, how they know about all this? So obviously he's concerned about that. And Jughead decides to look into the matter further. He's like, he and Betty go to Brett's cell. They go to the place where he's being imprisoned, and they start asking him questions about all this. They start asking him how how does they were asking him who they could talk to about this, who they could find information about, and they threatened him with blackmail, so he had to give them the information, about the person that was hosting all these films. And also Archie, is also he was trying to sign up for the Naval Academy, but but since he was late for colleges, he had to sign up for the Naval Academy. So they came to him, and they read about his offer, but they're not about to give it to him right away. They also had another offer, someone named K.O. Kelly from Queens. K.O. Kelly, of course, is Katie Keene's boyfriend from Katie Keene, the other show that's in the Archie universe. So, of course, it's another crossover between the two shows. Well, not really a crossover, because there's only one character from Katie Keene coming to Riverdale. So it's not technically a crossover, but it is interesting to see the show's characters from other shows coming to Riverdale every now and then. So that's interesting to see, honestly. So, yeah. So K.O. Kelly comes to Riverdale to battle out with Archie. Archie is introduced to K.O. Kelly for the first time. Veronica already knows who he is because, Veronica and Katie Keene are, best friends. So Archie and K.O. Kelly, spend a day together. They hang out a little bit. K.O. Kelly comes to the gym where Archie works out at. And, they had some fun over there, I guess, yeah. And K.O. Kelly even stayed the night at Archie's house. Archie was just showing him around before the match, And Veronica found the song that Archie wrote for Betty, but then Archie said that it was nothing and it wasn't really a good song. Veronica doesn't know that it was written for Betty, at least not yet. And meanwhile, Cheryl and Tony are busy preparing for prom and everything. But Tony told Cheryl that not to meet her grandmother or anything like that. But Cheryl did meet her grandmother, because Tony told Cheryl that she was afraid of coming out to her grandmother because Tony is lesbian, and Cheryl is also lesbian, but that's not the reason why Tony didn't want Cheryl to meet her grandmother. The reason why is because Tony's grandmother is angry at the Blossom family, because their ancestors, Barnaby Blossom hired General Pickett, to slaughter their, Tony's entire, the Serpent tribe back then. All 400,000 of them, I think. Yeah, they were all horrifically murdered. It's similar to apartheid riots in South Africa, But anyways, yeah, so anyways, because of what happened back then, ancient history, that is why Tony's grandmother doesn't want her her granddaughter to date Cheryl, not because of the lesbian thing, but because Cheryl is a Blossom, And even though Cheryl is nothing at all like her family and she's completely different from the rest of them, that doesn't change her bloodline, just like with Veronica, even though she's nothing like her father, she's still a Lodge. So, and Betty, nothing like her father at all, but she's still a Cooper, so it's unfortunate, honestly. You can't choose your family. You get stuck with them. So anyways, yeah, so Tony is of course pissed off with Cheryl because she went to her grandmother's house without her permission, without even notifying her first. And Cheryl, of course, is upset about that, is upset with Tony as well for hiding the truth about that. But then Cheryl, of course, apologizes for what happened with Tony, because it's not Tony's fault, obviously. Her grandmother is holding a grudge. That doesn't make it her fault, and it doesn't make it Cheryl's fault either. So anyways, the two supposedly reconcile. At least Shoni, thankfully, have never cheated on each other, at least as far as we know anyways. Yeah, that's the one good thing we like about Shoni. That's one reason why I like Shoni more than Bughead. Only reason. Normally, I think Bughead is a better relationship than Shoni, because if I had to rank my favorite relationships, I put Shoni in first. I put Bughead in first. I put Shoni in second. I'd put FP and Alice in third. I put Veronica and Archie in fifth. The only reason why Shoni isn't the only reason why I think Shoni in some ways is better than Bughead, because Shoni have never cheated on each other, while Betty has cheated on Jughead at least once. So, and she kissed Archie at least 2 times. So obviously, we can all agree that even the Shoni has never cheated on each other. I still think Shoni is the second best relationship, though, regardless. But that's just my personal opinion. Anyways, that is while that's being taken care of, Cheryl is trying to make sure that she and Tony remain the prom queens. So she's trying to prevent other people from signing up to become prom king or prom queen. And Kevin tries to sign up for him and Fangs, but then Cheryl stops him. And then Kevin understands completely, because after all, Cheryl wants to be prom queen. Let her be prom queen. Be a gentleman, don't get in her way. And Cheryl and Kevin have been good friends, so Kevin completely understands totally. Besides, being prom king is not really such a big deal, honestly. If Cheryl and Tony want it so badly, let them have it. So anyways, yeah, so Archie and K.O. Kelly fight it out. They're battling each other, in the boxing ring, and the commander is watching it all, and Tom Keller is busy helping out Archie, because after Fred died, Archie doesn't really have, a father, a substitute father, a surrogate dad. Tom Keller has been closest to that, along with FP. They've been good, they've been helpful out, being one of the few males in Riverdale who aren't complete douchebags. There's also Frank Andrews, Archie's uncle, but he's only appeared in 4 episodes. We haven't seen him since season 4. So Frank might appear in the future. I think he will, but that'll have to wait. Still, Fred Andrews was such a caring dad and a loving father. Luke Perry didn't deserve what happened to him. It's still shocking, even after 2 years. But anyways, Archie and K.O. Kelly are battling it out. And K.O. Kelly ends up, after the match is over, the judges, then vote, and K.O. Kelly beats Archie by 1 vote, best of 3. Archie got only 1, and K.O. Kelly got 2 votes, so, of course, Archie is upset about that, and he takes his anger out on the commander by saying that he won't ever sign up register for their school again, he won't ever apply for their school again, and all that, and he told him not to call him son, even though the commander was only trying to calm him down, only trying to appease him, Obviously, he was pissed, But, I mean, sometimes when you're angry, you say things you don't really mean, of course. And that sometimes you say things you deeply regret later. You let the anger get the better of you. You have to control that emotion. But anyways, we're getting sidetracked. Back to the episode. So anyway, Cheryl and Tony. Yeah, so Cheryl goes to her grandmother and, their grandmother is taking prom pictures of her. Okay, I probably should explain more about the episode. Yeah, so anyways, Veronica was singing the song that Archie wrote for Betty, and they both look at each other with knowing glances. I mean, you can't hide the truth forever. The truth is going to come out sooner or later, And at the same time, Jughead, and Betty both infiltrate the snuff films meeting, because Betty, brought one film where Cheryl was playing a person being killed by Reggie dressed up as a serial killer and everything. But that film didn't work with the guy, so they brought another film, the film with Betty's father, Hal Cooper, the Black Hood, and that film works. So anyways, the guy allows the film to come, he processes the film, and he allows Betty and Jughead to go through, the films that are being shown, those snuff films, and it's pretty disgusting, honestly, all these weird films being shown, all these crazy, obsessed fanboys and fangirls watching the films. I mean, oh, get a life. But anyways, they're all going through each room to find the films, and in one room, one guy makes an inappropriate comment towards Betty, and Jughead ends up punching the guy in the face, and a fight breaks out, and Betty has to pull Jughead out of there, and then Jughead and Betty both see Jellybean there, and they tell her to leave the place immediately, and that she's not in trouble, thankfully, because why is she even there? But anyways, that's beside the point. Jellybean was there because her friend from the soccer team invited her there and everything. But I mean, peer pressure, nothing really serious. So anyways, the guy ends up getting away. They didn't end up catching him, and then meanwhile, Archie and K.O. Kelly, Archie doesn't hold a grudge towards K.O. Kelly personally. I mean, it's not K.O. Kelly's fault that he wants to join the school too. It's not his fault that Archie's going through a lot of stuff right now. Kale Kelly can't be blamed. He wants to go to the school. Let him. There's nothing against him personally. I don't personally blame him. I don't think anybody else should either. But anyways, Archie's still running the community center and everything seems to be going fine, I think, even though he's going through a lot of stuff right now. Veronica tries to calm Archie down, and then the prom night takes place, and they're all taking pictures with their suits and everything. FP and Alice are taking pictures of Betty and Jughead. Hiram is talking with Archie briefly. It's kind of weird knowing how Hiram tried to kill Archie back in season 3, basically making his life a living hell back in season 3, and now all of a sudden the two of them are talking as if Hiram approves of Archie and Veronica's relationship. Yeah, right. But anyways, Hiram, is talking with Archie, making him become mayor. Oh wow, yeah, imagine that. Being the mayor, sure. Anyways, Hiram, about being deputy mayor, yeah. So Hiram was talking to Archie about that, and then Veronica and Archie end up taking prom photos just like everybody else, and Cheryl and Tony are taking prom photos together with Nana Rose snapping the pictures, and they're all just, they're at prom enjoying themselves, having a good time, They're all enjoying themselves, enjoying their nights like any high school senior should after spending 4 years being tortured by exams and stuff. So they're all posing pictures and laughing and all that, and then all of a sudden, what am I saying here? Yeah, then all of a sudden, then all of a sudden, they try to, Cheryl and Tony are awarded prom queens, not a surprise, and they invite Archie, Veronica, Betty, and Jughead to join them on stage as well. And then all of a sudden, the snuff films are shown on screen with them killing Mr. Honey in the film, the fake film, is being shown on there for everyone to see, and then Betty and Jughead try to find who was behind all of that. And then meanwhile Archie confesses to Veronica finally about he and Betty did. They kissed, because I thought that someone would reveal it on tape, like Archie wouldn't tell Veronica, but he ends up I have to admire him for that. He was honest. He told the truth, He told the truth rather than somebody else telling Veronica, or Veronica finding out from a tape or a video or someone leaking it from somebody else. Archie did it himself, so at least I give him credit for that. But Betty still hasn't told Jughead yet. So we're not everybody's being completely honest here. Just like the last time, Archie told Veronica first, and Jughead found it from another source, and Betty talked about it only after the truth came out, and it wasn't revealed from her. So, anyways, yeah. So Cheryl and Tony go back to their home, and then Tony says she has to return home, and then Cheryl realizes that she and Tony will never be together because of Tony's grandmother. It's a sad and truth relationships. If only parents and grandparents would approve of the relationships, this wouldn't be an issue, But anyways, Veronica and Archie are sitting side by side, and Archie tells Veronica about apologizes for all of that and everything, but it's too late now. Damage is done. So Veronica tells Archie they'll just enjoy the next few weeks of high school and they'll go their separate ways. It's unfortunate, but that's what happens when you cheat on your girlfriend. This is a lesson to learn. I thought we already knew this by now. Basic principles, don't cheat on your significant other. Be a decent human being at least. Honestly, I thought we were past this by now. But anyways, that happens. Betty and Jughead end up okay. Betty and Jughead seem to have a good time apparently with the prom night and everything, despite the film that was shown. And Veronica confesses to Hermione what happened, and Hiram is watching everything. So, you know what Hiram is gonna do? He'll do anything to protect his daughter. That's what an overprotective father is. See, Hiram, as evil as Hiram is, he also cares about his daughter in a weird sort of way. He cares about his daughter to the sense where if she was hurt, he would literally kill anyone trying to threaten her. Of course, Hiram's ways are not exactly what we call the smartest ways, but it's his way of living, his choice. Of course, his choice isn't of hurting other people. That's the only problem. Hiram cares about his daughter, but if he truly cared about his daughter, he wouldn't be doing all these weird deals, making these illegal, all that stuff. He wouldn't be doing any of that to hurt her. He'd be trying to help his daughter at the very least, But yeah, that was the first episode of the 5th season of Riverdale. So Archie ends up getting a tape, and oh no, it's the tape where Archie's being held at gunpoint while Fred was shot, it pops back in season 1. Yeah, so Archie's is going to be pissed about that for sure. Don't ever remind him about what happened that day, especially don't bring Fred into this. Don't ever slander Fred to Archie's face, especially after what happened to him. But anyways, yeah, that's the first episode of the 5th season of Riverdale. I thought it was a very good episode. I thought it was well. I thought it was a good episode after the long jump, because this is originally meant to be part of season 4. This would have been part of season 4 if it wasn't for the events going on around the world. If it wasn't for production of TV shows being canceled, this would have been a part of season 4 rather than being the premiere of season 5. But I mean, things happen. But that was a good episode nonetheless. I enjoyed it, and yeah, let's see what episode 2 of season 5 has to bring. You know, the promo looked pretty good, so I'll give them credit for that. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Tom the Legend, 826, out.